Hello, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to make this beautiful sweater. I'm using robin yarn and I'll be working with 3 strands of different colors. That is 1 mustard and 2 green strands for a unique color blend. You're going to need a 5.0 millimeter hook, a pair of scissors. Yeah, this sweater will be constructed in one piece from top down, starting with a collar band. Yeah, so let's begin. Yeah, so I'll work the collar band in one color. So I'll get 3 strands of the green color and I make a slip knot. And this is how I make my slip knot. Yeah, then tighten to secure, insert the hook, then we're going to make a chain of 5, and to make a chain you yarn up and pull through the stitch. That's 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. So we are going to work back across the remaining 4 chains with a single crochet. And to clarify, you skip this first stitch and you'll work a single crochet into the second stitch, and to make that single crochet, insert the hook into the stitch, pull up a loop, yarn up and pull through all the 2 loops on the hook. That's the first single crochet. Then the second single crochet will be done the same way, the third and the fourth. And I will chain 1, turn our work, and now we are going to be working we're going to continue working across in a single crochet, but in the back loops only. You see this V, we're going to be working this loop here, the back loop across the band, and you should have 4 stitches at the end. So 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then you're going to yarn over, turn at the work, and then you're going to work 1, 2, 3 and 4. Remember to count your stitches as you go along so you keep everything even, and we'll keep working this pattern until we have the measurement that is the measurement of our neck. I'll be making 20 inches, so I'll meet you right back when I have 20 inches. And we now have the correct length for our collar band, and it measures up to 19 inches. Yeah. Now we are going to slip stitch it together, and to join the bands together, we are going to chain 1, then I'll fold the band into half with the right sides facing each other, and we are going to work through the back loops by slip stitching all the way across to join the ends. When we work in the back loops, we skip the chain 1. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Yeah. As you can see, we've slip stitched all the ends together to join them. Now we are going to chain 1 and just flip the band. Now we are going to work in each stitch around. We are going to put a single crochet until we have I personally have a total of 88 stitch 88. I made 88 rows for the collar band, so I'll have 88 stitches. And to do that, you insert the hook into the band and pull through. So in order to identify these single crochet, just know that one of the stitches will be a bit like with one loop like this, then the other will be a bit thick. Yeah, so you can count your rows and make sure that your rows matches with a single crochet you put in the single crochet number of single crochet you put across all around it. So let me meet you right back when we worked all around with single crochets in each row. So I worked all a way round and ended up with actually 60 stitches, not 88 as I had previously mentioned. So I'm inserting the very last single crochet into that stitch, and now we'll slip stitch to join at this point. You slip stitch here, hope you can see. Yeah, then at this point you're going to introduce the mustard colored yarn, and to do this we are going to cut one strand of green. Then we are going to get our mustard colored yarn. Yeah, so to join the mustard, we've cut one strand of the colored yarn, and we are going to tie it with a knot with a mustard to join. Just tie a knot like this. Yeah, and that's it. And we shall just cut off the excess yarn from the knot so it doesn't get in the way when you're working. Now that we have our mustard joined, we are going to chain 3. Now we are starting another row. We are going to chain 3. 1, 2, and 3. And in this very same stitch, we are going to work a double crochet. And to do a double crochet, you insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through 2 loops, then yarn over and pull through all the 3 loops. So this chain 3 counts as a double crochet and a chain 1. So next we are going to work a double crochet into the next 11 stitches. Yeah, so let's work a double crochet into the next 11 stitches. So let me meet you right back when we are at the 11th stitch, and I'll show you what to do next. We've worked a double crochet into the next 11 stitches, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So in this 12th stitch, we're going to make a V-stitch, and to do a V-stitch, you insert a double crochet into that next stitch, chain 1, then insert another double crochet into the next stitch. So that's a V-stitch, and we've done our increase there. Now what we're going to do is we are going to continue inserting a single crochet into one single crochet into the next 17 stitches. So insert a double crochet into the next 17 stitches, and let me meet you right after we've inserted our 17th stitch, a double crochet into our 17th stitch. We made it all up to the 17th stitch, and now we are going to insert another V-stitch into the 18th stitch using the same method of a double crochet, chain 1, and another double crochet. Then we are going to proceed to work into each of the next 11 stitches and this is for the sleeve section. Then we shall make a V-stitch in the 12th stitch like we did earlier. Yes, then let me meet you right at the 12th stitch so we can make the V together. So we've made it across 11 stitches, and we're going to insert another V in this 12th stitch. Then after inserting this V, we are going to be working a DC into each of the next 17 stitches. Yes, and then this will complete this round. Then I'll meet you right at the end of this round, at the end of this row. I'll meet you here, and I'll show you how to finish off. So we've made it all around this row, and to join we are going to slip stitch into the second chain of the starting of the starting 3 chain there. So to join, we are going to slip stitch into the second chain of the starting chain 3. Then we are going to slip stitch under the same chain 3 space. Then we are going to chain 3 and work a double crochet into that same space. And this will create our next V stitch. Now for the next round, we are going to increase by 2 stitches, and we are going to work a double crochet in each of the next 13 stitches. So let me meet you right at the 13th stitch, and I'll show you what to do next. So insert a double crochet in each of the next 13 stitches. So we've worked across 13 stitches, and we've encountered another chain 1 space, and in this chain 1 space we are going to insert another V stitch. And to do that, we insert a double crochet, chain 1, then insert another double crochet into that same space. Then we are going to continue with a pattern over inserting 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until we come across the next V stitch. So we've worked across 19 stitches, and that means 2 more stitches than the previous round, and we've encountered another chain 1 space in between the V's, and we are going to insert another V here, chain 1, another V, yeah. Then we are going to repeat this process by working a double crochet, and we have to make sure we don't skip this stitch. That's just after that. Then we are going to work 1 double crochet in each and every stitch. So after working across 13 stitches, we've encountered another chain 1 space in between the V's, and we're going to insert another V in here, which is 1 double crochet, chain 1, and then another double crochet into the same space. Then we shall carry on with our pattern, not forgetting to skip this stitch, of 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until this point, and I'll meet you when we are at this point. Okay, so now we are at the end of the row, and we are going to join with a slip stitch into the second chain of the chain 3 starting chain. Then we are going to slip stitch under the same chain 3 space. Then we are going to chain 3, and you're going to insert a double crochet into that very space. creating the next V for our work. And then we are going to insert 1 double crochet in each and every stitch across until we come across the next chain 1 space where the V is, and then we shall insert another V there. So let me continue work off camera, and I'll meet you when I'm back at that point. Yeah, so we've made it back to the end of this round, and we have to insert the last double crochet into this last stitch. We have to make sure you don't skip this stitch. Yes, and for you to make sure you haven't skipped a stitch, you can just go back and count your stitches and make sure they align with the increases of 2 stitches that we've been doing in the V stitches. Now this time I have 21 stitches to end this up. Yeah, now I have 21 stitches, and I'm going to join by slip stitching into the second chain of the starting chain 3. Then I'll also slip stitch beneath the chain 3 space. Then I'll chain 3 and I'll double crochet into this very same space. Then I'm going to carry on with a single double crochet in each and every stitch across until I come across the next V. And in the next V in the chain 1 space, we'll make another increase. So let me meet you when we are at the chain 1 space in the next V. We've crocheted across to the next V, and we're going to insert another V into the chain 1 space. Then after that, you are going to carry across with our pattern. Make sure to never skip this stitch here. We are going to carry across with our pattern until we come across the next V. So let's put a double crochet in each and every stitch, and I'll meet you when we are at the next V section. And always keep counting your stitch to make sure they align with the increases we make per round. So we've made it to the next V section, and we are going to insert another V stitch into the chain 1 space by making a double crochet, chain 1, and inserting another double crochet into the same stitch. And then we are going to carry across the pattern, across to the next V stitch with inserting a double crochet in each and every stitch. And we've made it to our next V section, and we are going to insert a double crochet into this chain 1 space, and that's by inserting a double crochet, chain 1, and then a double crochet. And just one tip I'll give you: if you're confused about the number of stitches you should have, basically what you have to do, you just have to count the stitches you had in the previous row, and you make sure that when you count the stitches you have on this current row, including the stitch you had here in the V stitch, it's an extra 2 stitches from the previous row. Now here in my previous row I have 15 stitches, and here I have 17 inches, so that means I'm on track, and I'm doing the right counting for my work. Okay, so we are going to carry across with and make sure you never skip this stitch. We are going to carry across with a pattern of 1 double crochet in each and every stitch until we come across the next V section, and I'll show you what to do next. So we've made it to the end of the row, which is basically our next V section. And as I mentioned, don't forget to work into this stitch. So it's the last stitch, and it's almost like attached to this chain 3. Once you've done that, we are going to slip stitch into the second chain of the starting chain 3. Then we are going to slip stitch again under the same chain 3 space. Then we are going to chain 3, and we are going to work a double crochet into that same space, and then we are going to carry across with our pattern of 1 double crochet in each and every stitch And we shall be, from now on, we shall be making the increases in the chain one spaces in the V section, in the V stitches. Now let me just show you how the work looks like so far, so you might have a good idea of what we are doing. Yeah, so I made one row of camera, and this is how the work looks like. And what you can see, you see these pointed points here and also on this side. These points are both on the front and back panel. So from here up to here, these are the sleeves. Then from here up to here, this will be the body, measuring up to 6 inches. And then the sleeves on this side are also measuring up to 2 inches. Yeah, so these 4 points, this is where the V stitches are, both on the front and back panel, and this is where the increases happen. So we're going to make more rounds of rows until the measurement here for the chest fits your whole chest, and that means for both the front and back panel. So for example, if you are probably you have a chest measurement of 20 inches, make sure by the time you're done, at least this middle point from here up to here measures up to 10 inches on the front and then 10 inches on the back. So together 10 plus 10, that will equal to 20. That will be your chest measurement. Then also you measure the sleeves and make sure that the sleeves are up to the measurement that fits you. That means like these points here, these points both at the front and also at the back. So we measured the 2 inches here, so that means at the back is also an additional 2 inches, so that's 4 inches. So you're going to do a number of rows until you get the measurement of your chest and also the correct measurement of your sleeves. Then we shall. So this is the progress of the work so far, and I think you can see like the V points where we are putting the increases are standing out more prominently now. Yeah, and these are the points here. Here is the front panel, here for the back panel, and here for the front panel on this side, here for the back panel. Yes, so I just wanted to show you this progress. So keep working until you have the measurements that you want for both your chest and your arms. So far, this is the progress, and I've achieved the desired chest width, which is about 18 inches. And if we add the 4 chains that we'll add when we're separating the body from the sleeves, it will total up to 20 inches. And the total numbers of stitches on the widest part of the body is 61 stitches on each side for both the front and back panels, totaling to 122 stitches and making up the body. And for the sleeves, without the tape measure, there are 55 stitches on each side, totaling to 110 stitches. Overall, the total number of stitches is 232 stitches. Now we're going to start working to separate the sleeves from the body. Now we are going back to this point where we're joining the panels from. And I'm going to show you what to do next. Yes, and now we shall return to this point where we're joining the panels from, and we're going to slip stitch into the second chain. You're going to slip stitch into the second chain of the chain 3. Then you're going to slip stitch into the chain 3 space again. Then we are going to chain 2, and then we are going to work a double crochet into this very space. Yes, now we are going to work the sleeve. We are going to chain 4, 1, 2, 3, and 4, and we are going to skip the other side of the sleeve section to the other side of the sleeve section. So come all the way here to this side of the sleeve section. And we are going to work a double crochet into the second double crochet of the V stitch. this is the V stitch, and we're going to work a double crochet into this. Yes, and now after working that double crochet into that V stitch, we're going to continue working across by inserting double crochet into each stitch until we come across the next V stitch. So let's continue working across until we come across the next V stitch, and I'll meet you and show you what to do next. So I've made it to the next V, and I'm inserting my last double crochet into the V, the first V of the first double crochet of the V section, and I'm going to chain 4 after working across 61 stitches. I worked across over to 61 stitches. I'm chaining 4, and I'm going to skip over to the other side of the sleeve like this. Yes, and now I'm going to insert a double crochet into the second double crochet of the V. Hope you can see. I'm going to insert a double crochet here on the second double crochet of the V. Now I'm going to insert a double crochet in each and every stitch of the next 61 stitches, and this double crochet is included in the 61 stitches we are working into. Then I'll meet you at that section. So we've made it across, and we are now at the 60th stitch, and this stitch that we made here at the first should count as our 61 stitch. And what we're going to do, we're just going to slip stitch into the double crochet of that stitch. Yes, and now what you're going to do, we're going to insert a double crochet into that very stitch. And we are also going to place a stitch marker into that point, because this is going to be marking the beginning of our round. As you know, we are going to start working around continuously without any joins. So every time we get to that point, we'll know that we are starting another round. So we are going to insert a double crochet in the 4 chains that we made here. 1 and 4. Now we are going to carry on inserting double crochet into each and every stitch, of the 61 stitches that we made on this side as well, until we get to this point where the 4 stitches are. And when we get to this point, we'll also insert a double crochet in each and every one of those stitches, and then we'll continue working across until we get back to this stitch marker. And in total, when we've combined with the 4 chains we made, we shall have a total of 130 stitches. So let's go around inserting a double crochet in each and every one of those stitches, including these 4 chains. We've already inserted the double crochets in this point, and I'll meet you right back when we are back at this stitch marker. So we have worked our way back round to the stitch marker, and we are now at the stitch before the stitch marker, and I'm going to remove the stitch marker, and I'm going to insert a double crochet into this stitch, and then I'm going to mark it again with a stitch marker, and I'm going to continue working around in each and every stitch with a double crochet until we get back to this stitch marker. So basically, these are the rounds you're going to make. You're going to go round and round until you achieve the length that you desire for your sweater. I plan to make a length of 26 inches, and I'm going to go round and round and round until I achieve that length. Yeah, but for now, I'll continue working off camera and I'll meet you right back. You can make this as long as you wish. If you want it, you prefer it to be shorter, like a crop top, you can make it shorter. If you want it to be longer, you can make it longer. Let me just show you how the work looks like so far. And then we shall continue working our rows until we achieve the length we would like for the sweater. So this is how the sweater looks like so far. Please note we are working on the body. These sleeves, we are not working into them, we are just working on the body, and we're going around this point, round and round and round, and we're going to continue doing that until we achieve the number of length until we achieve the length that we would like for our sweater. If you want it shorter, you can have it shorter. If you want it longer, I personally will be making 26 inches. So I'll cover a few rounds and I'll share them with you, or I'll just meet you when I've made all the 26 inches and I show you. Far, this is how the body of the sweater looks like. Yes, and I've achieved the length I wanted for the sweater body, which is 25 inches. So to reach my desired length of 26 inches, I'll add a ribbing at the end of the sweater, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay, so to work on the ribbing, first of all, we'll have to insert a single crochet all around the edge of the sweater before attaching the ribbing. So specifically here at the stitch before the stitch marker, I'm going to insert a half double crochet, which is you insert the hook into the stitch, pull through, yarn over and pull through all the 3 stitches on the hook, and that is how we make a half double crochet. And then I'm going to insert a single crochet into the next stitch with a stitch marker. But to do that, I'm going to first of all change the color, because I want the ribbing to be entirely in color green. And now to change the color, let me show you. So to change the color, first of all, I'm going to cut the mustard colored yarn and join its strand with a green yarn with a knot. So I get my pair of scissors, cut the mustard colored yarn, and then join it with a green yarn with a knot, with a normal knot. And basically that's how I change a new strand of yarn. That's how I add it as well. So cut. So now since I want all the strands to be green, and now they're going to be green, now I'm going to insert a single crochet into the stitch with a stitch marker. Remove the stitch marker and mark the stitch that you made the stitch marker in. That's our starting point. Then I'm going to continue inserting a single crochet all around the edge. I'll be placing 1 single crochet in each stitch until I return back to the starting point where the stitch marker is. And once the round is complete, I'll work on the ribbing of the ribbing to finish off the body of the sweater before moving on to working on the sleeves. So let me meet you right back when I'm back at that point. So we have now inserted a single crochet all around and are back at the starting point with a stitch marker. Next, we are going to work on the ribbing of the sweater, and to do that, we are going to slip stitch into the stitch with a stitch marker. And to slip stitch, you insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over and pull through all. Now we are going to chain 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And now we are going to work a single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches on the chain. So that means you're going to skip the first stitch at the hook here. We're going to skip it, and then you're going to work a single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. So 1, 2. So this is the 6th stitch of the chain, and now we are at the body of the sweater. So what you're going to do, we are going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches so that we can join the ribbing onto the body, and to slip stitch you insert the hook and then pull through all. We slip stitch in the next 2 stitches, so we are going to slip stitch into the 2nd stitch. Then we are going to turn the work, and you're going to skip the first 2 stitches where we slip stitched, and you're going to work a single crochet into the next stitch in the back loop, in the back loop. 1, 5 and 6. Now we are going to chain 1, turn, and then we are going to work a single crochet into the next 6 stitches, which is 1 in the back loops as well. 2. Let me meet you back at the body. And 6. Now we are back at the body. We are going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. We always just skip this one and slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. To join the ribbing to the body. Then we are going to turn, and we are going to skip the first 2 stitches, which is this and this, and then we are going to work a single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. Then we're going to chain 1, turn the work, and we're going to repeat the process. And the process is work a single crochet into each of the next 6 stitches of the ribbing, chain, then we are going to slip stitch into the next 2 stitches when we are at the body. Let me show you. Slip stitch into do a single crochet into the next 6 stitches, and I'll meet you when we're at the body. And we are going now to slip stitch into the next 6 stitches. We always have to skip this one and slip stitch into the next 2 stitches. One and 2. Then we are going to turn, skip the first 2 stitches and work a single crochet, and then we chain 1 and work single crochet into the 6 stitches, and we're going to repeat this pattern all around the edge of the sweater. This will create a consistent ribbing pattern all around. And remember to always count the stitches on the ribbing should be 6, not more or less. And I'll meet you back at the end to show you how to finish off the ribbing of the sweater. Okay, so we've been crocheting for a while, and we've made it to the almost the end of this ribbing, and we are on the last stitches of the ribbing, and I'm going to show you how to finish and close off this gap. So we are going to chain 1, we're going to chain 1, turn our work, and we are going to go back on the 6 slip stitches here with a single crochet as we've been doing all around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. So now that we made it to the body of the sweater, we are going to slip stitch into this stitch here. We are going to chain 1, Then we are going to join we're going to slip stitch, joining these ends together. We slip stitch into here, then we also slip stitch into there, and then we are going to join them together with a slip stitch. Then you're going to go into the second stitch in both these two stitches, and also this here stitch here, and then we are going to slip stitch again. Then we go into the very last with a slip stitch as well. Chain one. Then we are going to cut our yarn, and this marks the end of our ribbing for the body. Now we are going to work with the sleeves, and I'll meet you there to show you how to do that. So for the sleeves, the point where we place the 4 chains, we are going to insert our hook into the third chain. This was the point, and this is the third chain. We are going to insert our hook here, pull through our yarn, tie to secure it. Then we are going to chain 2, and we're going to insert a double crochet into that very stitch. I just like to mark off this stitch with a stitch marker. Then we are going to insert a double crochet into the next stitch. And then also a double crochet into the next stitch. Then here at the corner, to create a neat corner without gaps, we are going to do a double crochet stitches together. And we are going to yarn over and insert our hook into this gap and pull through. Then we are going to insert the hook into the next stitch without like pulling through, and also pull through and pull through. Then we are going to have 4 hooks on the loop. You're going to yarn over and pull through the 3 loops, and then we'll have 2 loops left, and then yarn over and pull through all the 4 loops. This will create a cluster stitch that helps the space out the stitches in the corner evenly. Then we are going to continue by placing a double crochet in each and every stitch all around until we get to the other point of the sleeves. And also when we get to that point, we shall do another at the corner. We shall do another 2 double crochet together stitch, and I'll meet you there. So we are back at this point of the sleeve, and we are back at the corner where we are going to do the 2 double crochet together stitch. And to do that, you yarn over, insert the hook into this stitch. Then without completing that double crochet, you insert the hook into this next stitch. Then yarn over and pull through. Yeah, so yarn over and pull through 3 stitches, and then yarn over and pull through that 2 stitches. I've already done that. And then I'll continue placing a half double crochet into the next stitch, and also another double crochet into the last stitch here. This is going to be our last stitch, into the last stitch. Then I'm going to finish it off by slip stitching into the first double crochet we made here, and that will mark the end of round 1. So let's go to round 2. For the second row, we shall chain 2, and then we're going to perform another decrease by inserting 2 double crochets into the first 2 stitches. So to do that, we insert the hook into that first stitch, and then also insert the hook into the second stitch, yarn over, pull through stitches, through 3 loops, and then yarn over and pull through the other second 2 loops on the hook, and that's the decrease. Then we shall continue by inserting a double crochet in each and every stitch up to when we get back to the point where the stitch marker is, and we shall do a slip stitch to join the sleeves together, and I'll meet you at that point. So let's continue working a double crochet in each and every stitch, and I'll meet you back at the end of that round. Okay, so we are back at this point, and now we are going to slip stitch with a reverse slip stitch to make the seam less noticeable. And to do that, you just basically slip stitch from behind the stitch into the first double crochet we made, into the first stitch of the double crochet we made, and that's it. So next you're going to chain 2, and now we are going to make 2 more rounds over without any decreases. And to do that, we just insert a half double crochet in each and every stitch all around, and you're going to do this for 2 more rounds. Yeah, so in summary, the pattern is going to be 2 rounds over decreases. Yeah, so 2 rounds of no decreases, and then 1 round of a decrease. Yeah, to achieve the desired sleeve length. Yeah, so let me do 2 more rounds of no decreases, then I'll also come back and show you one last time how to decrease. Yes, so I've completed the 2 rounds of no decreases, and I'm at this point here where I'm going to do a reverse slip stitch to join the ends. And then I'm going to chain 2. Then I am going to do a decrease here, and to do the decrease, I insert the hook into that first stitch. Then without completing it, I insert the hook into the next stitch, pull through the first 3 loops on the hook, and then pull through the 2 loops on the hook, and that will mark our first stitch. Then we are going to double crochet all around. And so in summary, the pattern is 2 rounds of double crochet with no decreases, then 1 round of decrease. So repeat this sequence as needed to achieve the desired sleeve length that you want. You can also stop the decreases when you reach your desired measurement. Yeah, when you reach your desired measurement, or choose not to decrease at all. Once the sleeve reaches the desired length, proceed to make the ribbing just like we did for the body, following the same procedure. What we make on this side of the sleeve will be exactly mirrored on the other side, and this will complete our tutorial. I hope you enjoyed watching. For more videos like this, please go to my channel at Cynthia Crochet. Subscribe to my channel at Cynthia Crochet, and yeah, and if you remake the sweater, please feel free to tag me on all my socials, which have the same username as this YouTube channel at Cynthia Crochet. And I'll see you next time. I'll just show you how the sweater turns out. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. Bye.